Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we'll be having a safety briefing from the Cara Suites Hotel.
Welcome to Cara Hotels. Allow me to first thank you for hosting your event with us today. Please observe all COVID-19 public health protocols. Your safety is our first priority, and in order to accomplish this goal, it is essential that you are familiar with our emergency procedures in order to respond during an emergency. Firstly, I must inform you that we have no planned evacuation drill scheduled for today. In the event the alarm is activated, it will be in the sound of a continuous alarm bell. Please remain calm as you leave the room and exit using the emergency doors nearest you. Proceed to exit through the main entrance into the upper car park. Our fire wardens will direct you away from the building and towards the assembly point located at the front of the hotel in the lower car park. After the necessary checks are conducted, you will be instructed by security or hotel management whether or not your session can be resumed safely. In the event of a bomb threat or earthquake, please follow emergency procedure as mentioned before. Please be advised that smoking is not allowed in the meeting rooms. Thank you and have a successful event.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Wesley Williams, and I will be your host for today's literacy journey. Along the way, I'll be joined by members of the village that surrounds our esteemed author, Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. It is a special moment, and we are grateful you have joined us at this milestone entitled The New Beginning. Without further ado, I would like to introduce one of the generals behind what you see here today, Ms. Lucrecia D'Souza.
Good morning, everyone. Before we start, I want to ask everyone to stand and give Ms. Naked a round of applause. Because I think, come on. Because I feel like something as big as writing and publishing a book and launching it is a very, very big accomplishment, and it should be celebrated. Let's give Miss, come on. You all may be seated now. Right. I would like to formally welcome each and every one of you present here today and extend my gratitude on behalf of Atasha for simply just being here and offering the support and to join in this celebration of this accomplishment. Writing a book is no easy task, let alone one about your life. I mean, many of us are not even vulnerable to vent to a friend and to be honest, with family and friends and co-workers about, what's going on in their lives. It doesn't even have to be something big. So to actually sit and tell your entire life story, you can imagine the strength and the courage and the fortitude it took from her to be this open, to tell this story. That is beyond commendable. That is beyond commendable. There are many people I've heard they're going to write a book, and years later they don't have that courage. They still I'm still writing, I'm still thinking about it, So for her to actually reach this stage of actually launching the book, that is huge. That is huge. And I mean, you all being here to celebrate and to share with us, I know she is very, very grateful for that support. Today's celebration is truly a testament of God's unwavering love for us, and sometimes that is all the motivation you need. is to remember, as long as you are living, breathing, and functioning, God isn't finished with your story. What may seem sometimes like the end is simply the end of one chapter, and it's the end of something also signifies the beginning of something new. So with that, I implore you to sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy today's proceedings. And if you haven't already, don't forget to get a copy of the book. You can get it on Amazon, and I believe it will be available at Nalis as well. So I hope you all enjoy today, and I hope you all enjoy when she, reads parts of the book for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those opening remarks, Ms. D'Souza. And by what she mentioned, and as it relates to the content of the book, I'm excited to hear more as we go along. At this time, I would like to invite you to stand as we open in prayer, as I invite Ms. Sarah Ramlochan to do so.
Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sarah Ramlochan. I would be starting this morning's event with an opening prayer. Let us clasp our hands and bow our heads. Father God, as we gather here today under your precious name, we ask that your guidance, wisdom, and knowledge make this event a fruitful and productive one. As we engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to gather as a group and make this event a success. As we pray in your precious name, amen.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ramlochan. I'd like to thank the sound team for providing me with this cordless microphone. I'm not the type to stand behind a podium. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have your seats, as at this time we would like to introduce our first of a number of cultural pieces. Now, writing, as Mrs. Naked will know, is one form of expression. However, dance is capable of mesmerizing with movement. And at this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Chikeri Marshall to entertain us with dance. Let's have a round of applause for Ms. Marshall.
I used to be so broken, lost, empty. A heart with no beat, a singer with no song to sing. So I know the feeling, the silence is deafening. But in your pain lies a blessing, a sweet and sour victory. So keep walking, 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 though it seems so far. No matter who you are, see there's one thing that I know. Life, it can leave you so bitter, 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 bitter. But you must believe that it gets better, 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 better. It's alright, dry your eyes, send a prayer to the sky. I know it's hard to find, but you must believe that it gets better. Listen to me. I know you're scared, your heart's bleeding. But what are you gonna do now? I think it's bitter, bitter. But you must believe that it gets better, better, better. Yeah, life it can't leave you so bitter, 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 bitter. But you must believe that it gets better, better. Oh, it gets better, better, so much better, better. It gets better if you only believe. So much better, yeah, yeah.
Let's have a lusty round of applause for Chakeri Marshall with that beautiful expression in dance. At this time, I would like to introduce one of our guest speakers. She is a close friend of Mrs. Naked. They know each other for many, many years. Also, they do attend the same church together, fellowship together. And she has been a librarian for approximately 20 years. At this time, I would like for you to assist me in welcoming Ms. Alicia Suku.
So, a pleasant good morning to the publishing house, specially invited guests, family, friends, and least but not least, our author, Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. I've known Miss Naked for the last 6 years or so. We met at our local church in Captiville. While we were there, we served together in the choir, and we had many memorable experiences. Atasha was even our choir director for a while. I'm sure every one of us sitting here would have interacted with her in some level, and she would have touched our lives with her wonderful personality. I stand here this morning honored to call Miss Naked my friend, my sister in the Lord, and now celebrity author. Atasha, may I invite you to stand? As we celebrate your achievement with a lofty round of applause. Welcome. Earlier, I will be first in the line after to get her autographer. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a librarian for the past 20 years. Recently completed my master's in information and library at Aberystwyth University in Wales. Yes, 20 years, a long timer. And I love to read. So I have a copy of the book here in my hand. I'll be reading this, well, completing it actually, because I started reading it. Due to work commitments, I didn't get to finish reading. So, as I was given this assignment, I started to read The New Beginning and couldn't put it down. The style of the book is very easy to read, and everyone here deserves to read her story. At the turn of the millennium, our literacy rate in Trinidad and Tobago stands at 98.70% according to macrotrends.net. We are an educated nation, ranking with countries like Argentina, Uruguay, Spain, Aruba, and Singapore, just to name a few. A quick Google search can prove this. And when I speak about literacy rates, I'm talking about people ages 15 and above who can both read and write with understanding, short, simple statements about their everyday life. Our 2024 budget showed the government's clear focus on educating young citizens with the Education Ministry receiving an allocation of 8.22 billion, an increase from 2023 budget's allocation last year. So, I not only do love to read, but we all do based on the statistics given. Reading makes the difference between the boardroom and the waiting room, meaning that what we feed our minds today will definitely shape our destiny and our future by extension. Creating a love of reading involves motivation, where many types of genres is provided, so readers can determine what they mostly enjoy reading. For instance, poetry, mystery, biographies, autobiographies, or science fiction. Students, book choice is the first step in getting children hooked on reading. When students have ownership of their reading, successful independent readers begin to bloom. Today, we are presented with an autobiography, The New Beginning by Atasha Duke Naked, a local upcoming author who has just added her life story to the literature of Trinidad and Tobago. I will not go into detail about the book. I leave that up to the author. But what I would like to emphasize is that this is a story of a young woman who faced many challenges and struggles throughout her life. The book ended with the birth of her baby called Miracle. But it is only the beginning. You are a miracle, Atasha. You gave birth to a miracle, and this is your legacy. Our apostle often says to us in his sermons, it's only what we do for God will last. And I know you writing this book was done unto God. So this is part of your legacy. And it is only the beginning. Do not stop there. Let your story continue. Let it be an inspiration to women and young people alike. May we learn from your story. May we not judge, because all of us have a story to be told. All of us face problems and challenges from time to time. And if there's anyone in this room that doesn't have problems, please see me after the program. God never said we wouldn't have problems, but we handle it. And it is what makes the difference. Being resilient is what makes the difference. Atasha Duke Naked, I want to say to you, you are truly resilient. You have the ability to press forward, to bounce back, to where God wants you to be. You demonstrated your ability to recover from difficult situations. When you were pressed, you were not crushed. When you were perplexed, you were not in despair. Your mindset kept you fighting to return to normalcy despite being squeezed. Success happens when we fall down. We get back up and do not choose to stay on the ground. To the audience, this story is one of resilience, inspiration, and overcoming challenges. It is a good book to give to others to others whom you think may need to be inspired. So let's get reading. Thank you.
Some wise words there from Ms. Alicia Suku. Let's get reading. As we know, in 2023, with the ever advancing bits of technology that we have in our pockets, and I'll be honest with you, I cannot tell you when last I have picked up a physical hard copy of a book, but I'll definitely be making sure to pick up this particular book by this particular author, Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. We'd like to move into another cultural item on our program. We have joining us, it's young Mr. Stephen Thomas, and he will be entertaining us on the national instrument of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the steel pan. Welcoming Mr. Stephen Thomas. Let's have a round of applause, please. All right, so as Mr. Thomas gets set up, as mentioned earlier on, this book entitled The New Beginning will be available in short order, as I understand, on the online platform Amazon, as well as through Nalis right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm sure as time goes along, Mrs. Naked will have her book on the shelves of the numerous local bookstores in and around Trinidad and Tobago. Mrs. Duke Naked will be joining a host of local authors in Trinidad and Tobago. As we know, many of those who have moved on to win awards locally and internationally. And I do look forward to this being the first of many more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen Thomas on the steel pan. Ladies and gentlemen, Stefan Thomas on the steel pan. I saw there were moments where he had one hand into the pan, and could we all agree that the steel pan is one of the sweetest instruments in this world? And Natasha, when Jesus says yes, nobody could say no, and I'm sure from the messages I've received and the understanding of what went behind this book, I can assure you that was, I'm sure, one of your driving forces when penning this masterpiece. At this time, of course, being a very interactive program, I'd like to once again welcome Ms. LaQuasia D'Souza to the podium, please. We do have a giveaway for you, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll be making my way around, and I believe Ms. D'Souza, she has some questions for you. And of course, if you are able to successfully answer those questions, you may just have a very nice prize set in store for you, Ms. D'Souza.
The prizes are up there. I don't know if you all would have seen the hampers when you were coming down.
Would you like me to go grab one?
Yes, please.
All right, not a problem at all.
So, I have some questions here. I want to see who would answer, because I think everybody here is supposed to know a little something about Miss Naked. We would see who does be paying attention when you're talking to them and telling them things. We will see.
Ms. D'Souza, it's a very hefty hamper.
I think, Wesley, you come and ask the question and let me go and sit so I can answer. Because this hamper looking good and Christmas coming.
I don't think that's fair, Ms. D'Souza. You are indeed an integral part of the program. This hamper is courtesy one of our very proud sponsors, SM Jaleel Company Limited. Ms. D'Souza, I'll have to rest this hamper down as my hand is getting tired.
It's heavy.
But we'll get into the questions.
There's a nice hamper. Okay. So I have a question here from Miss Naked. 5 words to describe our author using the abbreviation OOPS.
Wow.
OOOPS. So you have to give me 5 words to describe the author using the letters OOOPS.
3 O's,
3 O's,
a P, and an S. If anyone like to take a whirl, they can just signal me. I'll come right over to you.
Now the winner have to give us all 5 words, eh? But I mean, if somebody give us 3 and 2, well then they will have to split the hamper. However you want to split it.
I mean, if we have a table with 5 persons and everyone wants to do one word, all
somebody
right.
have their hand up there.
So my first question to you, the lovely lady in blue, will you be giving us all 5 words, or will you be having assistance from your table?
We will see how it goes.
All right, take it away.
Can I make any mistakes, or how to get all correct in a blue?
You have to get all correct in a row. Because it have to spell the word oops.
Oh, to describe her. Well, as long as I know, she's always open-minded to everything. When it comes to with anything. Well, I could also say she's a little objective. You know, really to look at the meaning of objective too. Obedient? Nah. I'm more for church.
Why you say no?
Well, she obedient, yes, but I don't optimistic.
We'll take obedient. I'm comfortable taking obedient. So that's the
We can
3
take
O's.
No, she's
No?
not finished.
Change. We have a change for obedient. Will you accept it, Mrs. D'Souza?
So we have open-minded, objective,
Optimistic.
optimistic,
Yeah, I feel I'll pick that. Yeah. OOPS.
P and S. No.
Passionate. Well, she's always passionate. Well, with me. S. Well, when it comes to it, she's always sincere. Anybody could
No.
attest to this.
I feel you saw the answers for these
No,
questions.
saw it where?
Did you?
No, I
You
didn't.
sure?
Where will I see it though?
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I deal with her every day. And actually, from the time she bust the door, I heard and she from the time she reach to the time she go. So I
You know
interact with her on
what?
a daily basis. So I know
I
her.
feel like giving you the hamper. Because you have 4 out of the 5 words that I have here.
So not just she was able to come up with the words,
Yeah.
she has the exact
words,
words.
yeah? She has, because it's, she has optimistic, open-minded, passionate, and sincere.
Wow, what is your name?
Christine.
Christine, and you said you engage with Mrs. Naked every day. In,
Okay.
in what regard, might I ask?
She work. I'm the security officer.
I understand.
Yes. Right. So, seeing that you work with her every day, I'm going to give you one more chance to get the other O. Optimistic. Right, but it's not objective.
Objective.
So I'll give you a chance to get another O.
Open-minded. Domestic. What else? Obedient? I don't know.
No, it's not
obedient.
obedient. But you tried. I wonder if anybody could get that last word. And she could share the hamper with you.
So it's
So we
the
have-
last O word. Remind
Yes,
us.
So we have optimistic, open-minded, a missing O, passionate, and sincere. We have a lady in red there.
Lady in red.
Link here, the missing word. In our local parlance, we will say fast. Somebody fast. I would say observant.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
That is the final O. So the 5 words to describe our author: optimistic, observant, open-minded, passionate, and sincere. And if you know Miss Naked, I think you would agree with those words. So, what's your name? Christine? Right. So, you'll have to give her a little something from your hamper.
Congratulations
Right?
to these very attentive ladies.
You want to give her the hamper now or after? After?
After?
All right. So you'll
Yeah.
see us before you leave for the hamper, right?
And once again, this beautiful hamper, courtesy one of our proud sponsors. And thank you so much for making this happen. Thank you to the SM Jalil Company Limited.
So I heard there's another SM Jalil hamper to give away. So I have another question.
By all means, Ms. D'Souza, let's take it away.
What are her 3 favorite colors and what do they symbolize?
Oh, this should be easy. Let's figure it out, guys.
At least we could take the what you think is her 3 favorite colors.
All right, I see a hand up over in the corner here. I have a comment to make about the person that put their hand up, but I won't do it now. Hi, good morning. What's your name? Trinice.
Trinice.
Repeat the question for me, please.
What are her 3 favorite colors and what do they symbolize?
Yeah, the symbolized part catch me by surprise too, let me tell you. So what are Mrs. Nak's 3 favorite colors and what do they symbolize?
I would say royal blue, gold, and purple. And it symbolizes royalty, I guess.
I mean, that's a good answer. What do you have on your paper?
Tell me the answers again.
Royal blue, gold, and purple.
Royal blue, gold, and purple.
How did she do?
She have 2 out of 3. She has purple and gold. Not black. No.
So we have the purple and gold down.
Tell me. Okay. What are the three colors? That's it there. Purple, gold, and brown.
Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, I would have guessed blue as well because when I came here this morning, I saw blue, gold, and white. So that would have been my first answer. But congratulations to you guys.
True. That is true. So sorry. I mean, we have more giveaways. So maybe you could try again and for another gift. What's your name? Yeah. Okay, so Miss Allen is the winner of our second SM Jaleel hamper, and you all will collect it after, right?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Susan. Congratulations to all our winners of those fantastic hampers, courtesy SM Jaleel Company Limited. At this time, we'll be moving into a 10-minute coffee break. We do have some refreshments available for you. Just off to my left, your right, behind you, and we'll be, of course, entertained by some light music in the meantime. So a 10-minute coffee break. Feel free to come chat with Mrs. Naked in the meantime. Before she gets down, she has a bit of reading to do later on. And, of course, if you'd like to catch a quick glimpse of the hard copy version of the book, it is also here available to you. So we'll take that break now. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you follow the sound of my voice, you can join me for a hot or cold beverage in this beautiful area of the Hotel Auditorium. We do have some light refreshments for you available during this coffee break. Please do feel free to indulge and engage with each other at this, the launch of The New Beginning, written by Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. A few minutes remaining in this coffee break. Of course, if you'd like to take a quick photo with the author, Mrs. Naked, you can do so now, or join us later on when we have the book signing portion of our program. as Mrs. Naked and Ms. Suku share a photo opportunity. We are mere moments away from heading into the second half of our program as it relates to this launch of the autobiography of Mrs. Atasha Naked entitled The New Beginning. So I'd like to make quick mention of the editor, the meticulous wordsmith who shapes manuscripts into literary gems. Unfortunately, Ms. Amanda Jones was not able to join us today. However, we do have someone, Mrs. Naked informed me, that must say a word or two. At this time, I would like to introduce the head of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Gender-Based Violence Unit, and also an honoree for the upcoming Caribbean Women Honors and Empowerment Awards ceremony, Superintendent Claire Guy Allen. Let's have a round of applause.
Greetings, a blessed Saturday morning to all. What better place to be than here today? You know, on a daily basis, the work that I do, we see women who are victims of gender-based violence. We see young girls who are victims of sexual abuse. I'm here today, and I'm really anxious. And Atasha, oh gosh, my mouth is tying up. Mrs. Naked. I'm here today, and I'm happy to be here. And I'm excited to read your book, to hear your success stories. Because sometimes we have women and girls who are not able, and they are not comfortable to even speak about any ill situation in their life. And what I can tell you from where I sit, when you speak up, you empower another person, another individual. And the statistics really show that women and girls are disproportionately at a disadvantage, and they are abused by a lot of perpetrators who are well known to them. Most of the time, it's not a stranger. And that is what hurts me a lot. It's always someone who is very close. When you look at the child abuse statistics, it's always someone who is very close to that child, someone that that child trusted. And as investigators of these crimes, children, if they are not comfortable to come forward and speak, we would never know what was done wrong to them. So speaking up, creating a society, creating an atmosphere where persons feel comfortable if something happened to them, to be able to come forward and speak so that we can hold perpetrators accountable. Women, girls, boys, men, we all deserve to live in a society that is free of any kind of victimization, free of any kind of stigmatization. We should be able to live happily and freely without any inhibitions at all. And we need to support each other. I'm a very busy woman, but I was intentional today, and I said I would be nowhere else but here this morning. I thank you for the invitation, and I want to congratulate you, and I want to bless you as well. I'm looking forward to reading more and more books and success about you. Congratulations. Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Claire Guy Allen of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Speak up, empower, live happy and free. Some of the great advice we can take from Mrs. Guy Allen. And at this time, here to empower us with another cultural item, I would like to invite Mr. Junior Rivers. as we await the arrival of Mr. Junior Rivers, Atasha, as many of the speakers put into lovely words, she's not only an author, but I learned something today that she's also a singer and choir director. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to have some room in the program for Mrs. Naked to lend us a bit of her angelic voice. Apart from hearing her read her book, maybe we can have a bit of a rendition in song. I realize that she's a duchess of many talents. Mrs. Naked, you're constantly leaving me lost for words. She got in touch with me to do this event, and we've been in communication. I like to get a good feel for the persons that I work with, and with around every corner with Miss Naked, it's another pleasant surprise as to everything this woman has within her. She's truly a duchess of many talents. Do we have Mr. Junior Rivers with us in the auditorium? So we'll just have a very brief shift in our program. And at this time, I would like to introduce Miss Avion Lewis, who will be giving us a bit more insight into the author of The New Beginning, that is Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. Let's have a round of applause for Miss Avion Lewis.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So I'm just here to give you a little briefing. Atasha Giselle Duke Naked is originally from Trinidad and Tobago. Atasha was born in Tobago. She is the fourth of 10 siblings. Mrs. Naked attended Delford Anglican Primary School before relocating to Trinidad to complete her secondary education. Atasha began her secondary education at Rio Claro Junior Secondary, where she completes third form and returned to her original hometown to pick up where she left off with her schooling. She is a consistent individual who enjoys traveling, mingling with others. She enjoys socializing with youths, sharing her experience, making jokes, and assisting them in any way she could. When you misses her, she's likely to be writing or interacting with the public. She spends most of her time researching and reading protocols and newsletters for ways to improve herself. She is devotedly religious. She is passionate about children and assisting others in realizing their full potential. Her favorite saying is that even after everything she has been through, she will still have joy. She is a no-nonsense lady. You may often hear her say whatever, reason. Yet she smiles and takes off. She's capability of mature to forgive others regardless of the circumstances. Atasha began her first romance at the age of 18. After finishing high school, she was married for 8 years until her companion died. After 6 months of grieving over her spouse, she returns to Trinidad and began her life all over again. Atasha, currently married for the past 12 years, she has a daughter named Miracle, 2 stepchildren, Tisha Lee and Jarrell, from that marriage. Following the secondary school experience, Mrs. Naked holds the first class honor degree in BSS Social Work for the University of the West Indies Open Campus. She recently completed her master's degree in the same field. Atasha wishes to pursue her PhD in psychology. She is also a successful business owner who manufactures aloe vera products, hair accessories, retails, makeup products, cosmetics, and personal items, and uses web marketing. Mrs. Naked also volunteers her service at the Police Youth Club in the community and few children homes. She is passionate about assisting individuals through counseling, play talk therapy, and especially with children of all ages. Atasha is a God-fearing person who wants to lead people to Jesus Christ. Mrs. Naked never let setbacks hold her back from moving forward in life. She uses every method possible to complete the task. She is capable, she's cheerful, and diligent. In her line of business, she guarantees that her clients receive the services they required in any given situation. She has to complete the work. Things can be difficult at times, but she always finds a way to get around them. Her target audience and gears towards the empowerment of women, both young youths and young adults, who are going through trials and tribulations of life. We hope that through her book, The New Beginnings, and the awareness it brings to help women to overcome problematic issues so that they can flourish in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Avion Lewis, giving us once again some more insight into the author, that is Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked. Before I bring on our next cultural item, ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that it is now 12 noon and food is now served. So between the performance and at any time, you may feel free to visit the buffet at the back to grab a bite to eat, courtesy the kind hospitality staff of the Cara Suites Hotel. At this time, moving into our next cultural item of this morning, produced by the Power of the Rhythm, here to perform their song, Overcome. I'd like to introduce J Queen and Foreign Dan. Let's have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Check, check. Good evening, good evening. Thank you, Miss Naked, for having me. Miss Lady, what's your name again? Claire Guy. That's a sentiment of echoing my song is similar to what you were saying a while ago. So, DJ, I'm foreign, and by the way, a little bit of volume. This is for the youths of today and the future tomorrow. Fighting in school more than ever. Where's your leader? Social media. Now it's a generation of viper. Come help me, Father. Get together. They will take the last out of granny purse. 4 5-year-old know how to curse. Mark for death, so here comes the hearse. Who's gonna take the blame first? We shall overcome. Oh, na 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 na, we shall overcome. Now, 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 we shall overcome. Oh, yaga, 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 we shall overcome. Listen. Nowadays, parents have no teaching, so the children have no class. How you could make your daughter show off her body parts? What wrong to say is a shooter when the police aim is to shoot ya? If you only see in your future, you will stop wrong things, yeah? We shall overcome. Oh, no, 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 we shall overcome. Miss Naked, now, 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 we shall overcome. Oh, no, 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 we shall. Listen to this. You're not living to reach the senior. Most of them dying out as junior. You need to stop play, follow the leader. Look how mama and papa did suffer, so you could turn out something better. It's like we further in technology, so why so much illiterate delinquency? All I see is coming from the poor community. We shall overcome. Oh, no, 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 we shall overcome. Now, 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 we shall overcome. Oh, yaga, 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 we shall overcome. Now, now, listen.
I want to be a teacher. I want to be a nurse, a veterinarian. I'm going to be a doctor. I want to be a policeman.
This might be funny.
I want to be a gynecologist. Mommy told me I can be a president. When I grow up, I want to be a singer, a firefighter. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a lawyer. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Yada, yada, yada.
And that's my piece. MC?
Let's hear it one more time for Foreign Dan. And now here to perform The Power of the Rhythm, J Queen.
It's a pleasure being here. Congratulations to Ms. Naked on your book. It's great to believe in yourself and be a greatest motivator. And how many of you all believe in the power of the rhythm? Well, we know we cultural, right? So you could feel free to get up and dance, shake a little leg, do something. My name is J Queen, the people's daughter, and it's a pleasure being here. The song I'm going to sing is Power of the Rhythm. DJ.
Ring my ding ding. Hey. Ring my ding ding. Ring my ding ding. Ring my ding ding. The power of the rhythm. Bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm. With we African drums are telling you. The power of the rhythm. Bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm. With we hear this. It have we jamming in the road with the system overload, ready to chip, hey, ready to flip. Imagine all of this influence that is taking over my soul. It have no ifs, hey, it have no ifs. I'm telling you, it seems like the rhythm want hold me, not to mention that want to control me. If you see how the rhythm just hold me, bad up my head like a roadway. We can't run and no, we can't hide. I tell you, we cannot resist. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, I tell you, we cannot resist. Hey, the power of the rhythm, bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm, with we African drums, I'm telling you. The power of the rhythm, bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm, with we African drums. Power of the rhythm. Let me tell
you truly feel, but the heavens will understand. Push up your hand. Here is the plan. I'm telling you, free yourself. We don't care about attention. Don't want the problems and we don't want no mention. Who gets lost? We don't care about cause. Right now, this feeling is boss. I'm telling you, we're doing it the own way. Right now, hear what I say. Move out the way, we ain't come to play. I tell you, we cannot resist. Hey, the power of the rhythm, bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm, with the African drums. I telling you, the power of the rhythm, bring the rhythm and come. The power of the rhythm, with the African drums. Feels alive. All day, all night. How the rhythm just make you feel? Make me feel the jump and wave. I say the power make me feel alive. Join the Congo line. Make me feel the jump and wave. Misbehave. The power of the rhythm.
Thank you, the power of the rhythm.
Let's hear it one more time for J Queen and Foreign Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we have been waiting for. I don't have much to say because everyone who went before me, they have said it all. I would like for you to stand to your feet as we introduce the Duchess of Many Talents, as I coin her, Mrs. Atasha Duke Naked, the author of The New Beginning.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome all. I want to give gratitude. Thank you all very much for attending. I am thrilled to be here. This morning. I will want to begin by thanking the Creator for making this day possible, as well as my publisher editors, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and the many friends and family members who helped make this book a reality. It has been a long road, and I could not have done it without your help. Your words of support meant a lot to me. I would like to discuss the book itself, what motivated me, and how it came to be. I wanted to share my tale with the world, so I wrote this book. At the age 5, I enjoyed journaling and writing stories. Publishing them in local magazine and newspaper was a thrill. Yet, I did not have the skills and confidence to write a fully fledged book. The task appeared daunting. Finally, one day, in the year 2017, while in my quiet moments and contemplating life through, I heard a voice saying to me, why not write about your life history? It took me a few months to consider telling my entire life narrative to the world. My mind was racing with the plot. I was certain I had to begin from somewhere. I immediately started pondering the title of the book on a piece of paper. I created goals for myself and I wanted to achieve. One of my key goals was to write 8 pages per day, beginning with my early memories. Writing about my life and all the memories that come with it gives me an extra drive and excitement for where this book will go. I honestly had no idea I could write this entire book, The New Beginning, at the time. There was a lot going on, and I just wanted to accomplish something meaningful. So here it is, my autobiography in book form. One of the difficulties I had writing was the computer shutting down. It took a few weeks to mend, so I began writing in my diary about what I wanted to discuss. Secondly, money had been a huge barrier in obtaining the necessary components. My pay was relatively low at the time, and I could not accomplish anything. I attempted to enlist the help of friends and family, but was unsuccessful. My husband was doing his best, and I did not want to put any further strain on him. I used whatever resources were available at the time to make this book a reality. A new beginning, the meaning of the book, The New Beginning, implies that you are allowing yourself to accept changes that may bring you good fortune. A new beginning implies that you are capable of recognizing where you lacked in the past and using those failures as example to build a success ladder for your future self. I will now give a little synopsis of the book. It introduces the audience of my life story from childhood to present. This book further encouraged the youths and children within the police youth clubs of nearby communities to live their lives to the best of their ability, no matter what they may have been through, it is the past or currently. It was a difficult experience to have a loving mom who worked all the time and no dad to give support. Getting over a lonely childhood was challenging. My difficult days were filled with a lack of love from my siblings and those from my stepfather, and abuse from my stepfather. I experienced resentment and envy from them due to receiving more attention from others. The quality of one's childhood has an overwhelming effect on adult life. It's good to be fully aware of this and plan accordingly. In life, we face situations that are unbearable, where all sorts of thoughts enter our minds. Giving up on life was a challenge I had to overcome, and I started over my life repeatedly. Growing up in a household with no adult male figure can also lead to depression, anxiety, and loneliness. This new character shaped me into who I am in this life. Making decisions on my own was very hectic. There wasn't any guidance on how to live my life as responsible as possible. Going to school from primary to secondary wasn't much of an enjoyable experience. I was filled with pain, distraction, and lack of support from friends or family, which made it hard to deal with. There's a quote that says, "Never give up. Stay positive, stay focused, and stay strong." In life, many things don't go according to our plan. After all that has happened and said, I went on further to be a part of the youth struggle within my community to educate them on life transitions from youth to adulthood. If you fall, get back up. If you stumble, regain your balance. When I was 17, I read a quote which I paraphrase: "If you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." I made an impression on me. Since then, for the past 39 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? Life is full of surprises. You'll never know for certain what your future will look like. You'll never know where you'll end up or what you'll accomplish in the next few years. You'll never know who you will befriend, what you will experience, how you will feel. Life is also full of happiness, strangers helping each other through tough times, friends sharing fun and memorable moments, and people working collectively all over the world to make life better little by little. Never give up. I have been in relationship where it has changed my way of thinking and my capabilities to do what is best for me. Occasionally, we all see areas in our lives that we struggle with. After that we wish could be different. It might be moral failures or habits that have us discouraged. How does God want us to approach those areas? Is there a way to find freedom and real change? Yes. What I have come to understand about God's grace has made a powerful difference in my life. I believe it can make a powerful difference in yours. Further in the reading, all these pointers will be discussed more in depth so the others can learn and understand how changes in our lives can shape us to be different. As you read this book, I hope it brings change to you and all can educate others or what the world has to offer. Now I will go into my reading. It has 5 options that you can choose from. I'll give my childhood experiences, the beginning of my new relationship, a relationship of pain and suffering unfolds, continued struggles, and embracing change, new connections, and lessons learned. Which one you all want me to talk about, to read?
I'm hearing utterances from the crowd saying that they'd like to hear a bit of all, but I know we are restrained, of course. So if you do want to get an understanding of all the chapters involved, you'll have to grab a copy of The New Beginning. So, Mrs.
Sure.
Naked, over to you.
Which one you all want me to read? Childhood? Okay. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I hope you all would not have said that one. Huh? Okay, childhood experience. Firstly, in the beginning, I grew up in a very poor home. First, let me give a joke. One day, I wanted to travel, and I didn't want to go by any family member, my in-laws. I didn't want to go by them. So I bought a ticket, and I go on a plane. I don't know if I'm going left, right, who are going by. So I met a lady on the plane. Well, I started making friends. I said, excuse me, which part in London are you going and stay? Because I want somewhere to stay. I don't want to go by in-laws. It's like if you're in a cage, you know. My past experience being there is like, you're going here, you have to go with a guide. You're going here, you have to, you know, so I wanted to be free. I want to explore the world. I want to, you know, to express myself going out on my own because I was recently married. So I go on and ask the lady. She was from Nigeria. She had 17 children. So her son, one of her sons was my doctor. So, you know, I had was to give her medication on the plane and stuff like that. So we grew friends. So she took me home where she was staying because I don't know where I going. I don't know no part in London that I need to go. She took me there. I spent 5 days. She gave me some money. I know the money don't have no value, so I kept it. And I stayed there for 5 days. So I said, where are you going now? Where am I going now, boy? I said, where are you going now? When she leaving to go to Nigeria, I said, where am I going? Where am I going from here? So I said, where am I going? I was like, you know what? Let me go on Google and see what place they have for rent and, you know, stuff. Yeah, she know you are staying here. As long as you want to say, thank you, Jesus. Because I don't know where to go to. I experienced the delicacies. Her nephew took me all over the place. And I started my law degree there. My law degree only lasted 1 year. We'll get into that. So firstly, in the beginning, I grew up in a very poor home with little to eat and drink. Our daily feeding was pumpkin, green fig, lettuce, and tomatoes, which my mom planted. Her effort has helped us a long way. When no one was there to lend a helping hand, my mom taught us to content with what we have and not beg. She had this strong confidence that things would be changed for us one day. As pointed out above, my childhood days were very challenging and painful. From the age of 9, I was the first sister of my sibling and the 4th child. Orders were given to take control of the other siblings while my mom went to work. The duties I had to perform were to cook, clean, wash, iron, and make sure the house was in order when she was not around. My other siblings took advantage of the situation by making fun of me and leaving all the work for me to do without assisting. On the other hand, they maltreated me and ordered me around to do stuff for them. It has affected my performance in primary school drastically. My grades were very unsatisfactory, resulting in devastation, and I wanted to give up. Upon acknowledging that my schooling was very important to me, I told my mom that my performance and absence from school often made my grades very low. My mom said she would ask one of her family to look after us so we would go to school more often. Amazingly, she considered our education the priority in life as a stepping stone to achieving our goals. She always taught us to focus on our schoolwork and not allow negative thoughts to hamper our growth. She believed that hard work brought success. Managing your time effectively and paying attention to what has been taught will give you enough information to explore more ideas and grasp every opportunity that comes your way. As I can recall, at 13, after passing the common entrance examination, as they used to call it then, my mom brought home a man named Moses Cam. She mentioned that they had been together for some time now and he will stay with us for a while. Within a few months of getting to know him, he renovated our home because he was a contractor working in Trinidad. On a sunny morning, he called my other siblings and me. We were all afraid of his strict ways, so we hesitated to go. My mom said to hear what he has to say. While in his presence, he said that workers will be coming daily to renovate the house and the other stuff from the bottom of the hill to go to the top. We have to carry the steel, sand, blocks, and other stuff from the bottom of the hill to the top. I started to cry, saying all this hard work for a little girl like me. The following day, the trucks had dropped off all the building materials, so we all began carrying the sand in buckets on our heads. It was so painful, but we didn't have any other choice. When he noticed the distance from which the material had to be carried, he let the workers build some steps to make our work easier. It wasn't easier for me because we still had to carry it to the top of the hill. Our mom was saddened by how we often cried and quarreled with ourselves and said it was just for a short while. Although it was not much of us, he ensured we had food. Our mother told us she was pregnant a few months later, so I had to ensure my other siblings ate and the younger ones went to school. My two elder brothers, Errol and Joseph, were helping renovate the house. When the younger ones went to school, I ensured they had breakfast before leaving to gain strength to study effectively. After all the hard work and dedication we had put into the structure of the home ended, Moses started to act up. Firstly, he started by saying as soon as we turned 18 years old, we had to leave. My mom was having triplets, so I knew we couldn't leave here yet. When they were born and reached the age of 3 years old, he began with his talk again, that we need to leave at 18 years. My mom had to cook for the workers daily and provide drinks to accommodate the payments they will receive. The agreement was to provide food, drinks, and drugs, which I did not support, for the Sprangers to help them work effectively. After 14 years of pain, abuse, and suffering my mother had to undergo with my stepfather, he came up with a plan that she should transfer the land into his name. She was considering it until she was advised not to do so. He got very angry and abusive till my mom stood up to him, and the relationship ended. She even told him, why not marry me? All he wanted was to claim her older children's father's property. This fight continued for about 3 years until the bank came to seize all his assets. For example, vehicles, even the house we were dwelling in. But my mom had made sure everything was in her name. He had put up the house as collateral. We might have been on the streets if my mom wasn't careful enough. He was abusive and frustrating and demanding us to leave daily. Nevertheless, I had to be at home to monitor my triplet sisters and brothers for a year and a half. At the time, I had no choice but to stay home before going to secondary school. It was a trying time for me, but I never gave up on trying. My neighbor assisted me in bringing home the schoolwork and sharing what was taught daily. It helped me a lot until I could go to school. After a year and a half, my mom received a phone call from the dad saying he wanted to visit his kids. She got angry at first, but then decided regardless of what he did, he was still our dad. I was so anxious to see my dad at first, but when my mom called me out that my dad was around, I was so sad and didn't know why. he decided to take us to Trinidad on a trip to Miaro for the summer vacation. Knowing I had never traveled on a plane and would see Trinidad for the first time lifted my spirit. Upon arrival, I met my stepmother, her daughter, and a few of her family and friends. My dad was an offshore worker, working as a qualified plumber and supervisor for that department. While our summer vacation was ending, he gave us 20 TT dollars. He gave us $20 each to see how we could manage money. I told myself, he left us from baby and did not look back until we were 13 years old, and that is all he could have given us? My father and stepmother were alcoholics. Money became limited when most of their time was spent at the bar. My dad spent most of his time at work. Regardless of how we felt neglected by our dad, our stepmother Joan was very nice and loving to us. She treated us as if we were her children. When we left after our vacation, I missed her a lot. In addition, upon our return home, we told our mother what had transpired on our holiday trip. My home staying continued for 2 more months until my mom called my dad and told him I should finish my secondary schooling in Trinidad, a disaster that was. I was so excited, knowing that there is a stepmother who took good care of us. On my way to me, I realized we were passing a different location. He was a womanizer. I asked my dad, where were we passing this way? He turned to me and said, you are going by a new madam. I was amazed at his response. I then remembered my mom telling us that our father will never change because he loved dating women for a while, then leaving. Our journey continued until I finally met my new stepmother, Sita. She acted pleasantly and kindly until changes began in her attitude towards me. Sita had a niece named Sumitra, who I consider my sister. We shared the same room and did things together. Sumitra attended the Miaro Composite while I attended the Rio Claro Secondary School. The beginning of my schooling was in Form 3 due to my age. I was the only child of African descent in the class and it felt like I was alone. Surprisingly, one of my classmates took it upon himself to show me around the various departments and the daily classes I needed to attend. In addition, he made it his duty to interact with me more often so I would feel included. I took a few weeks to get acquainted with the classmates and teachers. In that particular class, there was a lot of distraction, but I did not get involved. These included, for example, games such as spin the bottle, which I didn't understand until I saw demonstration of both males and females do intimate stuff. Even when teachers came into the class, students ignored what they were teaching and continued their daily activities. Nevertheless, my first end-of-term test wasn't what I expected, but it didn't stop me from trying harder. As time passed, my grades improved greatly in my academic performance. At the end of first year at Rio Claro Secondary School, my vacation started when Sumitra and I decided to make some mischief. On one occasion, she wanted to make a phone call. To do so, I had to dial the number from downstairs, and she would pick up the phone upstairs. After her call had ended, I decided to make a call alone. While on the phone, I saw my dad walking to his bedroom. I didn't notice him until I realized the call had ended. He deliberately plugged out the phone line and asked, who was on the phone? I responded by saying, it's none of your business.
You all heard what I just said? This book is getting interesting. Miss Naked. Hold on. Give me a quick second. Number one, I think you're giving away a bit too much to the crowd.
Yeah.
And because you see that note? Wow. So, I
think I read a little. Yeah,
all right, Mrs. Naked, you go right ahead, and we'll get back into the program shortly.
Yes. I responded by saying, it's none of your business. He picked up a belt and attempted to lash me, so I ran. He followed me upstairs, so on my way, I picked up a shovel and said to him,
Superintendent Clegg Allen.
Oh my God.
You want to leave us on a cliffhanger, or we want to see where this He pans out and goes?
Yes.
All right, no problem.
If you only hit me, I will hit you back. I was 16 years old at that time. I also told him he didn't know how I get big soap. So why must you hit me? I told him when I said that, he was like, what? You're going home in the morning? I said, thank you, Jesus, already. The following day was his time to go back out to work, as he normally did. He called home. When he reached the work, the phone rang, and I picked up the call. He asked to speak to his mother, so I called out to her. I decided to listen on the other line. What was said during the call was disappointing, and I immediately decided to go back home. My relationship with my dad and new stepmother wasn't what I expected. I called my uncle and explained the situation to him. I also told my stepmom that my stay in this house was uncomfortable and I was not treated fairly. She called my dad and he told her to give me passage to go home. I felt so happy that day and couldn't wait to see my mom and other sibling. What was amazing was that he didn't try to change my mind about going, so I concluded that I was not his favorite child. He once said, I reminded him of my mom. Upon arriving home, I immediately ran to my mom and told her never to send me back to my dad to stay again. My other siblings were very happy to see me. Furthermore, my mother took me to a nearby secondary school the following morning. I met with the principal, who explained the necessary documentation on why I wanted to transfer my former school. All the necessary information was forwarded to him, and I began school the following week. I took it upon myself to go to any class. The ending of the term was test, and the term test was going on. So I took part in doing the test. Although the tutors did not know anything about me, I decided to change the class at the beginning of the new term. I stood outside one of the classes where my cousin Carlene was a part. She took me to come in and wait for the form teacher. His name was Mark Johnson. It took me only a short time to adjust to the other teachers and students in the class. My peers were very nice and willing to assist with anything I needed. My last 2 years at Roxburgh Secondary School were very interested and hardworking. I had a lot of opportunities that I took part in. Sport was one of my jobs. I participated in netball, cricket, football, and long jump. I always ensured my time was well spent while at school. Likewise, my mom didn't allow me to go on most of our school trips, which affected me for a while. My form teacher, Mark Johnson, who taught me integrated science and information technology, greatly inspired me. In addition, Ms. Bartolomeo, my typing tutor, also told me when I failed to get back up. I experienced challenges in her class. She decided to have evening classes for those who needed extra help to keep up with the others. Also, Ms. Lutchman, who was like a mother, taught me food and nutrition. Two classmates, Amelia and Diane, were my greatest support in finishing school. I sat six subjects: English, food and nutrition, integrated science, social study, principle of business, and typing. Mathematics was not included because the male in our class made it difficult for tutors to come and teach. The good thing is that I got along very well with my classmates. We understood and cared for each other as brothers or sisters. I graduated with all 6 subjects, and my mom was very proud of me regardless of the hurdles I had to cross to further my education. One thing I admire about my peers is that we didn't waste time in school. We kept uplifting ourselves for betterment. From time to time, I would go and visit the tutors to see how they were doing. Furthermore, a gentleman close to my mom helped me financially in many areas where education was a concern. Sandy purchased books, funded courses I took after secondary school, and assisted in my traveling abroad. He always motivated me to believe that education is the key to success. Likewise, Sandy mentioned that having a boyfriend could wait until I finished what I wanted to achieve. On many occasions, going to his office, we would discuss relationship, his past life story, and what made him what he is today. Sometimes when going to his office, his co-workers would gossip about me, saying all sorts of unpleasant things. I felt sad knowing what what was being said in life, we will meet people who will talk all manner of evil against us without them knowing anything about us. Seeing me come into the office not knowing my agenda gave them something to discuss. Their focus was supposed to be on their job rather than paying attention to people who came and left the minister's office. The secretary was a humble and caring person. I could relate to at any time. Our relationship was neutral with no regrets. Nevertheless, there was also Neverson Cupid, who was once in my mom's life and regarded me as his daughter. I referred to him as my father because he was always there for me. When my biological dad rejected me, he purchased my primary school books and all the school necessities. His mother, whom I called my grandmother, cared for me. To her, I was her little granddaughter, whom she cherished so much. When she traveled, I received lots of gifts on her return. Her sisters, who lives abroad, contributed to sending clothes, shoes, etc. I love her so much that I will be forever grateful to her. When she didn't see me for a long time, she would send messages about why I stayed away for so long from her. My sisters became even more jealous when I was treated as the one getting nice things from abroad, but I still shared what I could. I wasn't the favorite child, but the responsible one. My elder brothers start maltreating me in different ways. For example, they constantly beat me when my mom wasn't at home, send me under the bed and jump on top, where dust fell in my eyes and I cold sweat underneath. This treatment went on for a very long period. On one occasion, my mom saw them in action and dealt with the matter immediately. Well, that only lasted for a while. The beating and mistreatment continued until I stood up to one of them one day. I didn't care how hard they lashed me. Standing up for myself gave me the strength not to take their licks anymore. On a Sunday morning, my elder brother invited friends when he knew my mom instructed me not to allow strangers in the home. I mentioned it to him, and he retaliated and slapped me. Well, I didn't take that easy. I went outside, picked up a piece of wood, and hit him on his head.
Mrs. Naked, Mrs. Naked, Mrs. Naked.
I didn't know it had a nail which went into his forehead. He really bleed. Then and there, I let him know I had enough of the abuse from him and the others. On the other hand, my mom decided to talk with all of us, my triplet sisters and brothers, who were still too small to do anything, so she spoke to the first 6 of us. She asked my elder brothers why they were maltreating me. They told her that I was giving them back chat. Mom said that didn't give them a reason to hit me. In addition, she mentioned to my brothers that they should come to her for anything I did. If mom was not home, they should wait until she got home. I was at ease when she addressed the problem. The look on their faces sent a signal that they will deal with me. I decided to stay. I was at ease when she addressed the problem. The look on their faces sent a signal that they would deal with me. I decided to stay out of their way so we wouldn't have any confrontation. Things started to go smoothly between us. There was no fight, quarrels, or any misunderstanding between us. The bond between my siblings and me started to grow, not knowing they were planning for me. When my mom went to work, they would eat all the food, dirty many dishes, and leave all for me to wash. I told myself there was no need to fight with them because it would stir up more strife between us. Additionally, my mom constantly beat me for their mistakes. I made a drastic decision that I will go live with my grandmother. It wasn't a far distance from my mom and grandmother. I told my mom I was of age and couldn't continue taking the constant abuse. She picked up the water hose and was about to lash me, and I immediately picked up the other side and said, if she only hit me, I will hit her back. That ended all the physical abuse from my mom and sibling. She put all my clothes in a barrel and placed it downstairs in the unfinished apartment. My grandmother called me to come over to avoid a confrontation between my mom and myself. I slept with her for over 2 weeks. That's when I met my first husband, deceased, who came talking to her about how he felt about me. That was my childhood experience. I will end with, no matter what you are going through, there is still hope. After all that I've been through, I still have joy. Thank you all for attending.
Let's have a lusty round of applause for Mrs. Natasha Duke Naked. I understand why she was a bit hesitant at first to read that particular chapter, but ladies and gentlemen, that was a bit of a introduction into what is the new beginning, and a couple of things I would have taken away from that. How do you navigate difficulty? I think you should use your failures as lessons to grow. And the question you can reflect on as the day progresses, what is your new beginning? As I leave you with that question, I would like to introduce to you another one of our guest artists on the program today, Mr. Sean Daniel.
Bless the Lord. Thank you for that warm welcome. I am thinking to buy a book for somebody right now after listening to that little excerpt. I'm thinking to buy a book for someone. Anybody looking forward to buying a book for themselves? Anybody? Let me see a wave out there. All right. We have about 70% of the room buying a book. Yeah. Congratulations. Let's say it together. Congratulations. And thank you for the opportunity to sing. I have to cut down one or two of my songs, but I hope you enjoy these songs, yeah? Yeah, man. Give me something outside, you know. Coping with any loss. The challenge can be awesome on life's winding road. The fallout and the cost can spell weakness or wisdom as you bear the load. You need spiritual strength to help with sudden disaster. Hey, as laid down in the famous book of Job in scripture. When your life's out of tune, your God-given cocoon makes a butterfly emerge to fly you to the moon. Maya Angelou, great poet, activist too. She was raped as a toddler. Took 5 years before she spoke one word. Left on a train, her parents were divorced. To the wide world she was tossed. She found poetry and dance. That was her life's code. The Calypso queen of Africa's West Coast. You know she worked for Malcolm X. US president inauguration. First black woman got select. She won 3 Grammy Awards. Was hired by Martin Luther King. Sold 5 million copies of her book. Why Decades Bird Sings. I hope you sell 5 million. What is your loss? What hurdles you have to cross? You got to come out of that pity party. Get back on track. Cause when you pressure carbon, it turns to diamond. Raise your head, dig deep, and bounce back. Raise your head, dig deep, and bounce back. Give somebody a bounce next to you and tell them don't stay down there, don't stay down. Give 2 people a bounce, tell them don't stay down, boy. Hey. World famous Ray Charles watched his only brother drown, yes, he nearly died with fright. It was paradoxical. He would soon hit the darkness and he would lose his sight. But by age 7, he typed 75 words a minute. Hey, and by 15, I did piano to his credit. Yeah. Then he crossed over to the secular world with songs of spirit and soul. Gave us Grammy after Grammy on his honor roll. Listen, Muhammad Ali went to grief, lost his bicycle to a thief, and found boxing to confront the thief. We are told the El Moody, a preacher, a ship sank with his wife and 4 daughters. While sailing where they drowned, he composed, "It is well with my soul." Mandela lost 27 years inside 2 prisons opposing race, but found the key to unlock apartheid, key to the presidential palace. Christ Jesus went to Calvary, gave his life for humanity, so salvation may be found by each and everybody. Hey, What is your loss? What hurdles you got to cross? We coming out of that pity party. Get back on track. Last year November, I lost my wife, but I still pressing on in life. Raise your head, dig deep, bounce back. I hear you. Raise your head, dig deep, and bounce back. Oh yeah, oh, bam, ba, de, dum, la, da, da. Give me something, man. I do la da da, la ba de ba da ba doing. Hey. Listen, two bicycle mechanics lost the love of their father. He wished them hell outright, but they found fame that's epic. Orville and Wilbur Wright brothers, they invented flight. Oprah Winfrey lost her job as a news anchor. To the features department, they reassign her. But what looked like a bad move really helped her find a groove to become media mogul of whom the world now approves. Job in the Bible, boy, he fall on real trouble. He lost his children, livestock, everything but his life. And even where the man thought he would find good support, she say curse God and die. So he found strength better than his wife. Watch me, never confuse vision with sight. A blind man invented cruise control. Beethoven already lost hearing outright when he composed great classics of old. So your loss may just be a setup for a comeback, a new code. Like how Denise Plummer sell out Queen's Hall, traffic in the road. So what is your loss? Partner, what hurdles you have to cross? Yeah, we coming out of that pity party. Get back on track. Hey, pressure any train Begonian. We go shine bright like diamond. Raise your head, dig deep, bounce back. Let me hear the chorus now, man. Raise your head, dig deep. Hey, we singing good, boy. Are you ready to sing with me one more time? You sure? All the good-looking singers out there. There we go, there we go. Hey, bounce back. Tell the lady, bounce back. Tell your neighbor, bounce back. In the name of the Lord, bounce back. Don't stay down, girl. Bounce back. Don't stay down, boy. Bounce back. Oh, this song is good, boy. Nice. Yeah. It's a big one. So one more time, I say to you, Atash Duke Naked. Did I get it right? Yeah. We ain't staying down. And I pray that you sell 5 million copies of this book, just like my aunt, Julu. I hear you. And as the storms of life come, know that you have somebody on your side. I hear you. We know that we have somebody on our side, and when we call his name, we are saved. I hear you. Run the tune, Mr. DJ. Play that tune, Mr. Fiddler. Hey! Now find the sitting down, eh? I don't know. Maybe if me and you do a little thing. Husband ain't go vex, eh? Yeah. Hey! I love in the Father. I praise in the Father. I praise in Jehovah. Forever and evermore. I praise him forevermore. In Cara Sweets, I trust in the Father, have faith in the Father, believe in Jehovah. He bless Atash for sure. He blessing that book over there for sure. Give me some rhythm with your hands right. Give me the faith that remove the mountain. I want the joy that would overcome this world. The peace that would touch you in your soul. Give me the boldness to teach the youth the truth. Love that will change you from the root. The wisdom to help you bear good fruit. Give me the strength to leap over every wall. Humble yourself, you stand up tall. Mercy will rise up if you fall. Give me the. Well, I love up the Father. I praise in the Father. Believe in Jehovah. He bless you forever. That's your part. He bless you from shore to shore. All right, it coming. I hear some people also singing. Hey, I trust in the Father. I faith in Yeshua. Believe in Jehovah. He bless you from shore to shore. Oh yeah. He bless you forevermore. Oh yeah. Hey, Give me the faith that remove the mountain, Lord. I want the joy that would overcome this world. The peace that will touch you in your soul. Give me the boldness to teach the youth the truth. The love that will change you from the root. The wisdom to help you bear good fruit. Give me the strength to leap over every wall. And humble yourself, you stand up tall. Mercy will rise up if you fall. Let me see you give a little wave offering right outside. Let me see you. Hey, with our best view like that, you're seeing the waves out there. Come on, let me see 2 hands. Let me see. It's a tsunami wave offering in Thanksgiving for our best book launch. Hey, lift up the Adonai. Give praise to the King Most High. Hey, feel his peace today. So we loving up the Father. We praising the Father. Believe in Jehovah. He bless you forever. I hear you. He bless you forevermore. All right, that section coming to come. I trust in the Father. All you doing over on this side? You ready to sing with me one more time? Hey, he bless you from shore to shore. He blessing this book here for sure. That's right, that's right, that's right. We coming to come, everybody. Hey, a blessing on this book forevermore. Could you sing that with me? Forevermore. If you enjoy the food, let me hear you. Yeah. I know that one where I catch some all. Yeah. Give me the faith that remove the mountain. We want the joy that would overcome this world. Peace that will touch you in your soul. Give me the boldness. You better watch that waistline and I'm watching some all. Yes, yeah, we're Christian people. Give me the strength to leap over every wall. I go humble myself, I stand up tall. Mercy will rise up when you fall, yeah. So if you're having a good time this afternoon, let me hear you say, If you love Sister Atash, let me hear you say, Yeah, if you could do with some more food, say, You're still a little hungry, We go take seconds in the back there again. Hey, bring out some more. Hey, but I praise in the banner forevermore. Yeah. Praise in the banner forevermore. Hey, I'm looking forward to heaven for sure. Anybody out there looking forward to everlasting life? Anybody? Yeah. Say forevermore. Could I hear you sing that? Forevermore. I'm praying for my sister. Forevermore. I'm praying for these artists. Forevermore. Yeah. I'm praying for the book. Forevermore. I hope that it sell out. Forevermore. Anybody going to church early? You're paying your tithes and your offering. I'm buying Sean CD. I find it only dipping, boy. Dip it last 3 times there. It dip. But I try to think. What I tell you? I try to think. Yeah? Very nice audience. Give me the last tune there one time, DJ. Skate it in one time. Pump it up to the max. It's on 1%. Let me run it until it play, until it done now, man. Yeah. How that reach 1%, I don't know. Hey. But I'm feeling in a heavenly mood today. I say I'm feeling in a heavenly mood. In a few days I'll be celebrating 1 year. Well, let me tell you later. Yeah. But how many of you looking forward to heaven? Yeah. Heaven go be sweet. And you don't have to worry about no money. There's gold in the street. Watch me. You never have to cry again. No worries, no more pain. Oh, Father, we know you're going to come again. So while we wait, we still gonna praise. We gonna turn up the music, turn up the praises. Nobody gonna be tired. It's praise we going on. We gonna turn up the music and turn up the praises. While we waiting on the Messiah, the bus out through the cloud. Oh, Father, we praising through the storm. Yeah. We praising through the rain. So, Father, while we wait, I want you strengthen up with faith. I say we walking through the gate and we waiting for the day that we going to see the face of the ones who passed away. Auntie and mommy go be up there. Tanty and granny, Jamie Thomas, Samuel Dyer, Margaret Elcock, my wife go be up there too. So while you're waiting down here, nobody going to frown here. And this is what we going to do. Give me something. We go turn up the music, turn up the praises. Nobody gonna be tired. Praise we going on. Turn up the music, boy. Turn up the praises. We waiting on the Messiah to bust on to the cloud. Come again, boy. Turn up the music and turn up your praises. Nobody. Turn it up one more time. Then turn up the music. Turn up the singing. Yeah. Turn up the thing, boy. Heaven will be nice. I'm telling you, heaven will be sweet. Eternal paradise. The people dancing in the street. Angels all around. What you say? Jesus on the throne. What you say? I'm no longer bound. I tell you, finally we I feel the rhythm building. I hear the trumpets ringing. On and on we going. I hear the choir singing now. I like the phone don't want to shut down. I said the phone don't want to shut down. So nobody ain't gonna shut down here tonight. Boy, we gonna turn up the music. And there we go. Glory, glory. Give me something there. A little louder. Glory, glory. You say. For the book launch. For success. I can't hear you. Let me go one more time. Glory, glory. Glory, glory. Hey, glory, glory. I love you. God bless you. Hey, glory, glory. One more time. Yeah. One more time. Yeah. Hey. Turn up the music. Turn up the praises. Nobody gonna be tired. Praise we going on in Cara Suites. Turn up the music. Turn up the praises. Waiting on the Messiah to push out through the cloud. Let me hear you one more time. Glory, 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 glory. Singing good, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, get onto your feet and let's have a lusty round of applause for Sean Daniel.
Glory, 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 glory.
Glory, glory indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Sean Daniel, for that exhilarating performance. Regardless that the battery on the phone was 1%, it's not keeping nobody back from praising the Lord. Hallelujah. So we move back into our program. We have a very quick Q&A segment. If you do have any questions for the author of The New Beginning, Mrs. Natasha Duke Naked. Mrs. Naked, could you join us on your very regal seating area? Do we have any questions for Mrs. Naked at this time? I'll come to you, worry not. I am, in fact, mobile enough. So at this time, Mrs. Naked has her microphone, and she's prepared and ready to answer any questions you may have. So don't all rush at once, and I'll make my way over to you.
No. No, it's an easy question. It's easy.
Okay.
You know, because the feel that I do, you know, sometimes I want to know, when I see success stories, I want to know what motivated you to keep going. Because you could have done the easy way and, you know, you could have been suffering in pain. You could have been, God forbid, on the streets.
Yeah.
Your story didn't have to be.
Yeah, I was almost there.
What motivated you?
What motivates me is that one morning I was like on the verge of giving up. I started cutting myself and crying, and I said, but wait now. Everybody will be enjoying themselves and I 6 feet deep. I said, no. I need to do something. I didn't know what direction to turn, who to ask, or where to go to, but I know I had to start somewhere. So I sat behind the house where I was, and I said, I didn't know God fully. I wasn't grounded. I just say, God, just do something. I don't know how to pray. I just say, just do something. Just show me a sign. Do something. So one day I just left and no return where I was. And that started a new chapter of my life.
Amen. And an awe-inspiring answer from our author, Mrs. Naked. Do we have any other questions for the author? I know your question was burning for some time, but I figured you needed a moment to conceptualize it. Go right ahead, sir.
Easy no.
Hi, Miss Naked. As somebody who also has a step parent, you know it's never easy when they start to act up, as you say.
Yeah.
What are some things that you used to do or tell yourself that would motivate you to keep you going, to have like a clear, positive mind?
You see, I was accustomed to all these maltreatment and stuff. So I said, you know what? These things, what they keep doing to me, it's just making me stronger. The more they treat me bad is the more I'm climbing. The more I motivate myself, I will always go online. I even know to Google, go on phone. I just press in anything, whatever come up. I say, you know what? Let me go and do DS marketing was my first job. You know, you go around and you sell stuff. I was like, I going, this place in St. Joseph, the church, we're going up there, the mount, whatever you call up there. Yeah, I walk in from the bottom to the top selling, hi, good day. Anything to buy, you buy this and I get this. And I didn't even know how to do the I just tried out. And that first day, I make $10,000. I was like, seriously? Well, I need to start my own business? I said, you know what? I said, I need to work. I like more office setting. I like to help people. I said, I work in UE. I said, I need a course to help people. I want to help people. She said, what do you want? I said, I just want a course to help people. I don't know what course it is. She said, have introduction to counseling. I said, yeah, give me that course. It was a 3 months course. The class started with 20 of us. It ended up with just me and the next girl. I said, girl, I going on to the last. You all could go. I climbing up. So I see a flyer with certificate in social work. I say, right, I applying. Before I finish the certificate, I gone on the degree. They granted me the acceptance letter. I say, you know what? I do need both of them together. I was like, God, I thank you. Listen to me, I don't have no money. I don't know how I'm paying for it. I don't have nowhere. I was like almost on the road. But I say, I'm still going. I go into class with the same clothes sometimes every day. Every day I just rotating. Sometimes I'll wash it up, I'll turn it back to front. I'm still going. Nobody knows what I'm going through, but I continue climbing. Answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay.
Any more questions for Mrs. Naked? So, when faced with difficult situations, find something
to keep you occupied.
To keep you occupied.
Yeah.
Something, a target to work towards. Yeah. That is your motivation. Any other questions for the author of The New Beginning? Ms. Lewis.
Miss Naked.
Yes.
So, I didn't think you didn't mention this, but what motivates you to write a book? What gave you that inspiring of how you started writing?
Somebody need to hear my story. I believe somebody is going through something right now that will lift their spirit. I say, you know what? I hear pining away, want to commit suicide, going in a form of depression and stuff, where you could do something, even if it's to go a cooking class or something. I believe somebody needs to hear my story to give them that encouragement, that ability to do something with their life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that answer, Mrs. Naked. As mentioned earlier by, I believe it was Ms. D'Souza, it's not easy to bear it all.
Yeah.
To much less a friend, but put it on paper in the form of a book. It is not easy at all.
It's not easy. It takes great courage to do that.
Certainly. So I know when we get the opportunity to read this and we see the content within, we'll be able to tell you thank you, because someone along the lines will read this book and become inspired, who may have been in a similar situation like you. And they'll be inspired to achieve great things.
Sure.
Any more questions? I'll take one more from you guys. if we have anyone with any burning questions for Mrs. Naked. And remember, it doesn't need to be all about the book, huh? If you'd like to just find out some more about Mrs. Naked. I had a question, but I had it answered in the bit of reading. I was hearing the accent, and I have something with this accent from Tobago, the beautiful sister Isle of Tobago. And when I heard the story and I heard Tobago mentioned, I said, okay, cool. That makes sense. That is where the beautiful accent comes from. If anyone else has any questions for Mrs. Naked, if not, we can very comfortably move on into the next item on our program. We have 4 giveaways for you. 2 hampers, courtesy one of our lovely sponsors, Bride and Pie.
Yeah.
And I understand, Mrs. Naked, you will be giving away 2 copies of your book as well. So definitely, we would not want to miss out on that opportunity. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. LaQuasia D'Souza to the podium to assist me with these 4 giveaways. And sit tight, because after the giveaways, we move into our final cultural performance tonight. He graced us earlier on. So we'll be inviting, once again, Mr. Stephen Thomas back to the stage after these giveaways. Mr. D'Souza, what do you have in store for this lovely crowd here this afternoon?
I have some more difficult questions about Miss Naked. Let me see.
I don't approve of looking for the most difficult questions. I am here to give away prizes. So make it a bit, let's say, medium.
It's, well, you see, you're giving away a book. The question has to be a little bit difficult.
True.
You can't be like, yeah.
That's a valid
what's your
rationale.
favorite color? Red, blue, and green. No, no.
Okay, so I'm being very specific with this question. Because it's a whole book.
Yeah.
Hardcover. So you have to get this correct.
Yes. Yes.
Name 2 countries or cities Miss Naked will want to migrate to, and why?
That's easy.
I see a hand up. Let me make my way across once again to the lady in red. I believe she has a cheat sheet on Mrs. Naked, if that's correct. Or you just happen to know the answers.
From the talk that Miss Naked had earlier on, where she wanted to go to London, and she met the woman on the bus or the plane, then went across to Nigeria. So I think that is the 2 countries.
Very correct. Very correct.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
We do have
London and Nigeria are the 2 answers. Yes. So you see, if you are as observant as Miss Naked, these little things you will pick it up to answer these questions.
Yeah.
So that's 1 down.
1 down, 1 more to
3
go.
more to go. 2?
Well, 1 more to go for another book. And
Okay.
then we have 2 more hampers.
No problem.
So, I don't know if she mentioned this before because I didn't hear this, but name 4 of her favorite sports. No?
Yes, I did mention it when I was reading my childhood experiences.
Okay.
I did.
That's 2.
Come on, come on.
Netball, cricket, volleyball, and football.
Wrong.
No wrong?
Somebody try again.
That's netball, cricket.
I hearing it? No, you have to give me all 4. Nah. You cheated. You cheated.
So yeah, we going to the front or the gentleman at the back?
I'm hearing
If you had the
this
answer,
lady here.
Karen, say it.
Seems like she has the answer.
All right, let me make my way down quickly. That's all four?
Yes. Let her repeat it on the mic.
So what's all four, Miss D'Souza? As the correct answer given to...
The answer was netball and cricket, basketball and long jump.
Netball, cricket, basketball, and long jump. Congratulations, you are...
Our two book winners.
That's right.
You see, I should have let you do this and go and sit down and answer these questions, yes? Okay, so we have two more hampers from Bride and PI. And, I really find Miss Nackett for some hard questions here, you know, but... All right, well, we good. Miss Nackett, you talk about this here when you read?
No, I didn't.
Nackett, how these people are?
They will answer you.
So we're looking for a childhood friend, a colleague that might know the answers.
But then if the person is accustomed doing those things, they will know the answer.
Yes.
What is slugging in skincare? Slugging. What is slugging in skincare?
No Googling.
I'm wondering if it's like the Vaseline, putting Vaseline heavily on the skin.
It's a sort of application. Yeah, she kind of getting a little thing here, but still.
She said, no, you're taking that somebody else.
Because it's skincare product have everything in it. So you a little give her something else.
Let me see. It's like a
give
deep...
her the next part of it.
What order should you apply skincare products?
Yeah.
If you're doing your skincare routine,
what's
in
the
what
order?
order should you
Cleanse,
do?
tone, and then you moisturize.
You miss out one.
Without something.
You miss out after cleansing. What
Cleanse.
you do?
No, you can't prompt the answer.
You cleanse, you dry, you tone, moisturize.
But do you want to answer? Because you don't have it exactly correct.
Well, okay, cleanse.
This is your last chance. Cleanse.
A teeth and that, exfoliate.
Oh, no. You're supposed to ask her because she answered one of them, yes.
No, you have to give your original answer. You can't teeth somebody else's answer. If you teeth somebody else's answer, then I give it the other person the chance to answer.
Cleanse, cleanse, scrub, tone, moisturize, and then you put on the slug. The last, to lock in the moisture.
Not really. No.
All right, so let me give her a chance. This is the second.
This is a very difficult question.
I want you to win something. I want you to win something. So take your time,
Take your
and
time.
think about the steps properly, and then answer. I want you to win this. That is, you're getting a second chance to win something.
Take your time.
Well, just 4 minutes in the answer, I can tell you all my skincare routine. Bathe, wash my face, dry it, go and sleep.
We know.
But that's not the correct answer, I can guarantee you that.
Typical men's skincare routine, and somehow their skin always looking better than ours. I don't understand. True.
What you wanted?
The steps. I didn't say how many steps.
So, you wash your face. Then you tone your face. So it's wash, tone, exfoliate. Well, you extract, that extract, right? So like 1, 2, 3. And then you moisturize your face, and then you put your
she gets the answer.
Your powder or whatever on your face.
Yeah, she has the 4.
Okay, you didn't really put it in the
order.
Correct
Order.
But since you have the 4,
yeah.
and this is your second chance at
yeah. She
you know we
deserve it.
will
She
give
deserve-
it to you, right?
Yeah.
So it's cleanse or wash your face or cleanse.
Yes.
Exfoliate
Yes.
after. Then you tone and
Then you moisturize. No, you say cleanse, scrub.
No. You said cleanse, tone, moisturize, and something to lock in moisture. Yeah.
I think I
Yes,
I
I
learned something today. That hamper is courtesy one of our proud sponsors, Bride and Pie, and I believe we have one more to give away. So
Last one.
you have a second chance for those who. Go ahead, Ms. D'Souza.
So,
I like this one.
yeah. So this question has 7 answers, right? So
It's an everyday question.
if you want,
They don't have to put it in order. They just have
no,
to
it
say
don't
the
have to be
7.
in order. It just have to be the 7. But if you want, you know, you could cooperate with your friend or your seatmate and
And
you
I come
could-
up with the answer.
and
No
after-
Googling.
No Googling. One person answering and you could share your hamper after. Right? However you want to share it. So, what are the 7 areas of hygiene?
7. Collaborate. You can.
I'm giving Ali a little minute.
Yeah.
To get this,
No
this
Googling,
answer.
please.
Yeah.
What was the question again? I didn't hear it because I was retrieving the prizes.
It's on top there, yeah. She will give it.
What are the 7 areas of hygiene?
The first one? Yeah, right up by the same girl. Ask her first, yeah. Yes. Her, yeah.
How many steps?
7.
7?
Steps.
The woman, I think the... So what's it, soccer?
They're saying that this was a question for the woman, but my boy put up his hand and he realized he have the knowledge locked in here.
I personally find that men want question too, you know.
But it's hygiene, so you're supposed to know. This question is not a
I mean,
woman-oriented
to be fair,
question.
he have a valid point.
This question is a human-oriented question.
Yes, men
we
do things a bit differently.
7 ways
Because
of hygiene. You do it every day.
Here.
You'll do it every day. Woman. No. Woman? No.
Is bathing one
no,
of them?
No.
Is bathing one of them?